Saudi Arabia is working effectively towards achieving landmark progress in all the business sectors, especially the maritime industry. We have heard today about the Activa program by Saudi Aramco that actually aims to produce and conduct 70% of all the manufacturers within the GCC region, particularly in Saudi Arabia. In order to know more about this program and the achievements and the recent projects that are actually conducted by Saudi Aramco, we're having today a representative from Saudi Aramco in order to tell us more about this. Thank you for being with Marasi News.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for having me here.
So we heard about Activa program that actually aims to conduct around 70% of all the manufacturers within the GCC. So we would like to know more about this, and from where did you get this idea and how far are you implementing this? So give us more details about the program itself.
Yeah, Activa was launched recently by Saudi Aramco. The aim of Activa, it's a shorten of total in-kingdom total added value. 70% of goods manufactured in the kingdom will be used, and also the workforce. Activa target is to nationalize all the products and target all talented people to work in the marine industry. And this is a big initiative, and it will have a big financial return for the kingdom.
Okay, and this is really gonna give a very will achieve a lot of landmark progress to Saudi Arabia and to Saudi Aramco, and to better position Saudi Arabia as a maritime hub as well. So moving to the recent achievements and recent projects of Saudi Aramco, can we have better insights on this?
Yeah, as you may heard that we are building King Salman Maritime City in Ras Al Khair. It will create over 500,000 jobs for local communities. It's a big project. It's a joint venture with a lot of international companies that will help to build ships locally and maintain and dry dock. It's the big thing in the Gulf. I think it will be a key player in the future, and it will help us to localize the shipping industry in the area.
And finally, how far is Saudi Aramco from achieving the Saudi Arabia 2030 vision?
Yes, this initiative has been implemented, and we're already working on it. By 2030, we will have reached a milestone in all the marine sectors. Offshore is expanding hugely over the next 10 years, and we will make our efforts to ensure that we are aligned with the 2030 vision by producing local talent people to equip these ships and maintain them and look after them.
The global maritime industry is in a bad need of the sufficient big data and sufficient statistics that will further solidify the sector. In order to give us more insights about how can we enhance the global maritime industry, we're having with us today Mr. Mohammed Al-Hamami from the Naghi Maritime Company. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for being with us in Marasi News.
Okay, thank you for this interview.
So, speaking about the current needs of the maritime industry and the usage of the big data, sufficient analysis, and high qualified and sophisticated figures. So, how can you comment on this and what's needed in order to further enhance the sector?
Okay, as a Naghi Marine now, we are suffering finding contracts. Why? Because we do not have a network, either in kingdom or out kingdom. My idea, why don't we have a common network between all countries? I mean, at least we start with GCC. But in my opinion, I think the best person or the best sector to do this is media. So the media, they have access to all networks, especially in marine. They need to collect these data, and once they started, and all other companies and countries, so there is a serious work on this. everybody will contribute. But I think we need somebody to start with this idea. The best sector is the media. This is my idea. In this case, we will have access to each other as a companies, and we will. This is in order to enhance the marine business, starting with GCC. I'm not talking about one country. No, GCC all together.
And what are the other challenges that you might face in the industry as a shipping company and maritime agency? Do you think that there is for instance, we're here today in Shiptech 2017, and everybody is speaking about the importance of implementing new technology and digitalization. However, some ship owners are still not yet decided if the new technology will be useful for them because it's not yet tangible. They cannot measure the cost of implementing the new technology and measure the outcome of it. How can you comment on this?
Okay, my comment on this. If you have a limited vision, so you cannot see the future. The future is digitalizing. Future is technology, new technology. It will be implemented if we accept or not. How? Already they started, and they will expand. And in no time, you will see technology is covering all marine business. It will be difficulties in the future if you did not catch up with this technology. But we need to start from now, at least. Start to take one step further with technology company or with the new ideas, then I think it will be like common business or common thing with all companies. Like they have their IT, they have their business development, they have their operation. They will have something just related to the new technology because it's coming. Either we like it now or not, it's coming.
And are you personally and the company implementing a new technology? How far are you with this trend?
Yes, of course. We have systems now in the market. Of course, I will not put names, but we have systems to connect all ships together with the offices. Our tech boats it's outside in the east, and we are in Jeddah. So we need type of connection between us. So this system connecting the ship as we are on the ship itself. We know what's going on technically, operationally, everything. If they need something, they can just put it in the system, and we will take an action based on this. So it's systematic. Of course, nowadays still we have some problem with the internet connection, but new companies came up with new ideas. This is the technology that's coming. So we started already communicating with this company to overcome the existing problem of internet connection, but it's there.
Thank you so much for your insight. It was very useful, and we hope that actually we can, as a Marasi platform, we can actually deliver your message to all the shipping community, and together the one aim and the one goal is to make a sustainable maritime industry, certify it, and make it more accessible for the big data to all the shipping companies.
Yes, very good. And once you start it, we will contribute. We are the first company who will come with you in this.
The future of international shipping industry is actually remaining questionable nowadays, and especially we are witnessing a paradigm shift and a lot of achievements and a lot of we can say like innovation is taking place in the vision of 2030 nowadays. Today we are at Shiptech 2017 witnessing a lot of key maritime figures and experts discussing to what extent digital transformation will change the maritime sector. Speaking about Shipping 2030 and the status of the current maritime sector, we're having with us Mr. Marcus from Tufton Oceanic in order to tell us more about this aspect. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for being with Marasi News.
Oh, thank you. Very nice of you to be interested in our views.
So, as I mentioned, the maritime industry is now in a paradigm shift. There's a lot of things that are going on, initially implemented the new technology, digitalization, the pros and cons of digitalization, the cost, to what extent ship owners will be implementing the new technology and actually is now ready to implement this technology. How can you comment on this?
Well, shipping is a global industry and over the years has been transformed by the availability of data. When I was first involved in financing ships, it was very difficult to find out the order books, it was very difficult to find out who owned what, and that's been a big revolution for shipping. Where shipping perhaps has been slower than other industries, and the automotive industry and the aircraft industry are the prime examples, is in the adoption of big data, in the adoption of modern technology, in part because of the difficulties of unifying a very fragmented industry. In the aircraft industry, for example, you have 3 manufacturers primarily of aircraft. In the shipping industry, you have hundreds, if not thousands, and it's very difficult to unify standards in that context.
Speaking about big data, and since you are running a financial institution, how would that affect the maritime finance?
It affects because you need to know that your investments or your customers are at the leading edge of their industry, both in terms of operational knowledge, technical knowledge, but also all the other aspects of how they run their vessels, safety being paramount. For us, we have to be sure that we are dealing with counterparties who are capable of dealing with the best quality charterers, with the best quality working practices. And in those circumstances, increasingly, we take a very direct concern in the technical operation of the vessels. We have within our company, which is, as you say, an asset manager managing institutional investments, we have our own technical team who supervise both in terms of the quality of the assets in which we invest, but also the standards according to which they operate.